Great. So to answer the question in chat, my cat Kaipo is on the other side of a door because he really likes to go crazy and knock everything down as I'm trying to stay focused on what I'm saying. So he has to stay out of the room for the next few minutes anyway. Um, so I'd like to talk just quickly. This will kind of be like a flash, lightning, whirlwind, whatever you want to say, talk about a few tools that I found that work together pretty well to help improve the editing experience for anybody interacting with one of your projects on something like GitHub or GitLab. Um, in a nutshell, you have some basic repository, a Git repository like in GitLab or GitHub. On top of that, you can add a configuration file to your repository, which just gives some information to this tool called GitPod, what tasks you want to run. This is one single task right now, kind of initialization steps that might be required, and then your live server command to go ahead and launch your development environment in the browser. You can tell it what ports to expect to open up. So in this case, Hugo opens 1313, and what you want it to do with that. In my case, I like it to open up in a new browser tab or a new browser window. And then you can even include some of the common VS Code extensions that you want to make sure anybody who launches your environment from your project will have available inside of their project. This uses a default Ubuntu image that comes with GitPod. You can also have an image specification at the top and point to a Docker file or a Docker container image that it will use as the environment for you when it launches. So what that looks like in practice then is you'll go to somebody's website. You'll need to install a little GitPod extension in your browser that will turn on these really great little green GitPod buttons everywhere. And what these do is allow you to launch GitPod in the context of what you're currently looking at, basically whatever the URL is here. So in this case, I'm just in the main branch of this project. If I switch branches to, let's say, this working branch, working on some documentation for the Chronolog project, I can see where it's at, and then click the GitPod button. And now what that does is opens up a new tab within the context that I just clicked the button. And so I don't have to go to main and then check out a new branch and switch. I just go to the branch that I want to work in, click a button, and I'm in that branch working in that environment here. I've added another tool, which you see pop up to let me know there's a new update, but it's called Frontmatter, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So you'll notice this page popped up. Well, this is a ephemeral work that I can use and click, if this comes up here in a second. Let's see here. I can share this. Let me share this link in chat. We'll see if this will work for everybody. I'm kind of doing this live, so we'll see how it goes. You'll see a port, and right now they default to private. So I'm going to click this button, and that makes it public. And now everybody who clicks the link that I just put in chat should be able to see this preview version of the website that I'm working on. So this is excellent for collaborating with folks, right? Like I can come in here, Frontmatter launched. So I have contents, all of my media assets, little snippets. I don't have any right now. Any data files, JSON or YAML or TOML data files that I might be using to drive data within the website. These are all markdown files. So if I go into something like onboarding, actually, let's do this. We'll go to our blog. So I can pick, I want to look at blog, and then we'll say, let's go ahead and switch to this list view. I can take a look at that. And here's 3 tricks to overcome writer's block, right? So let me open this up a little bit wider. I'm kind of in low resolution right now. So we see this open here. You get this nice little Frontmatter UI over to the left now. It's a little pop-up here. And now I can collapse some of these things down. They're helpful, but you can do scripted actions, global settings, SEO stuff, and then even content, like I want to add the missing fields based on blog type, and it knows I've defined content types and it'll fill in the blanks for me there. I could do featured image, remove those, pick authors, so you can set selection options, pre-build tags and categories, add custom UI fields for these fields in your Frontmatter. So you get a nice little UI that helps you remember all the little parameters you need, and then you can edit your markdown below. And so if I were to change anything here and save the file, you would get a live reload refresh in your browser. This works with
So I
GitLab as
do
well.
need you to
Oh,
wrap it up.
okay, sorry, that went quick. So anyway, I'll leave these links with you. There's GitPod, IO, Docs, and Frontmatter Codes. These are the two tools that I was just referring to. And I'll drop a couple of video links in the chat that are longer demonstrations of how this all works on some live websites. So thank you very much. Glad I had a chance to share.